And welcome to Stunthangar Video Hangouts. My name is Charles Carter, and I'll be your host this evening. I want to extend to you my gratitude for you watching Stunthangar Video Hangouts. If you're watching this as a replay, I want you to know that I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So please make a note of this so you can watch or be part of the live stream. Plus, we have an after party following the live stream, which is sometimes better than the live stream portion. You must be a registered Stunthangar Forum member to find the link to be part of the live stream and the following after party. Here at Stunthangar Video Hangouts, we talk about building and flying model airplanes, sport flying, competition flying, and what you've been doing lately. To join our conversation, if you are already a member of Stunthangar Forum, you can find the link if you scroll down to the section called At the Bench. And now you have to be logged in and a member to see that. If you're not, then the At the Bench link will not appear. Now, if you're not a member, please register at stunthangar.com/SMF. That's stunthangar.com/SMF. That's Smart Men Flying, courtesy of Jeff Riley. You must place a space between your real first and last name when you register. You must also use a valid email address, or Sparky. The proprietor of Stunthangar will not approve you. Now, if you're inclined to not come in but just enjoy watching us on YouTube, wonderful, fantastic. Please enter your questions or comments in the chat box, and I'll do my best to make your comments a part of the show, your questions as well. Understand that sometimes I can't get a word in myself, so be patient. I will ask our illustrious panel your question or state your comments. And by the way, you only can make your comments or questions known during a live stream. So like I said, I host these YouTube live streams every Monday and Friday evening, starting at 6:45 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you find the Stunthangar Video Hangouts that I host, or the many building videos, Saturday at John's, contest coverage that Sparky does on this platform, informative and enjoyable, please hit the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Subscribe, and when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell and select all so that whether I'm on or Sparky comes on, you'll be notified. Share the videos. Comments also help the Stunthangar YouTube channel grow. Please consider joining Stunthangar's YouTube channel memberships, which start at just $4.99 a month, which is less than 17 cents a day. And by the way, I am a member myself. I have the $4.99 come out of my checking account, and I don't miss it, and I suspect you won't either. You can also use the super chat, which is located over here at the bottom of the chat box, to make your donations. You can do that anytime during the live stream. And when you show your support, it really helps because we have Sparky's on like 4 or 5 times a week. I'm on twice a week, and we need your support. We need to have your support. Please really seriously consider donating to the super chat or joining the memberships, or both. That would really help. And when you join your membership with the YouTube memberships, you'll get access to unlimited and replay of member-only videos. Plus, you'll be supporting your hobby. Hopefully, you have a passion and drive and motivation that you love. And the super chats help as well. So please do that. Now, this is Sparky's YouTube channel. This is not mine. I come in here twice a week. So if you want to get in touch with me, go to my YouTube channel, which is called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. And place your comment or question on the 2019 AMA National Championship video, which Sparky shot with his video camera of me flying his Junar XL, and I'll receive a notification and be able to respond to you quickly. I want to thank you for your past, your present, and future support. You are making it happen. Please keep the conversations family room friendly. In other words, please don't use words or do things you wouldn't say or do around your own children or grandchildren. And without any further ado, I'm going to post a link now at Stunthangar Forum. That's how you get into the show, is you go to the Stunthangar Forum, and there'll be a link there posted under At the Bench. And I'm posting that now. at the bench. All right, great. So get rid of that tab. And I hope that people had a good weekend, and we're getting ready to get this show started. I'm going to go to the control panel, and this way I can keep an eye on what's going on. Let's see. I'm waiting for my computer. Looks like Caffeine is in already. Hey, Caffeine, how you doing?
Charles. I'm doing good.
All right. Hang on one second, Caffeine. I'm still doing all the little things I do before I get started, so I can keep track of the chats and the questions in the chat box and see how the stream is going. And let's see here. So right now we have 16 concurrent viewers. 8 of you have already hit the like button. Please hit the like button or smash it. That helps the analytics of the show. And looks like Jack Snavely is in the chat box already. He says, hello all around the world, just saying hi again, enjoying your conversation with, and he has some airplane stickers and a checkered flag there. Thank you very much, Jack. Appreciate that. Jack, by the way, Jack, you mind type in where you're from? I'm just curious. Matter of fact, any of you who were listening, if you want to just chime in on the chat box, let me know where you're from. I'm curious to know where everybody's at. I know we have some people from New Zealand and people from Canada and people from all over the United States. I'm just curious what state you're in or town. Anyway, so how you been, Caffeine?
I've been doing good. I did some flying this weekend.
All right.
Yeah, I finally did my inverted flying.
Really? Great. Congratulations.
Yep. Finally, without crashing it. I did like 2 or 3 laps because I couldn't go any further because I got very busy.
Yes. It's exciting, isn't it? It's exciting too, right? Wouldn't you agree that's very exciting? I mean, it's like, well, your adrenaline's flowing, you're excited, you're trembling, you're nervous.
Yep.
It's exciting.
Yep. Yeah, I was going to do the lazy 8, go to inside and then immediately outside, but it was kind of hard to do for me. So I just from inside loop at the top, I just go straight into inverted for like 2 or 3 laps and then bring it back to the upright flight again. So yeah.
Hey, well, that's quite an accomplishment. That is one of the earmarks of a good pilot. So that is congratulations, man. That's awesome. You are on your way. You are on your way. Hey, Tryan, thanks for coming in.
How you doing?
Hey, I heard this weekend that you won an expert. Is that right?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations. This is your first time winning expert?
No.
Okay. Well,
no, I think actually, yes, I think it is. I don't. I may have won last. No, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great.
So, how many
Kathy.
competition do you have? And
what was that again, Caffeine? We didn't quite catch all that.
How many competition do you participate in?
Who's that for trying?
No, I just go wherever I can. This year were quite a few comparing to what I normally do. But that's because I went to the World Championships and then I had to go to Romania, then the Worlds, and after that I just went local here, just Canton, Georgia, and Huntersville.
Cool. Yeah, that's good to hear because here in Indonesia we don't have any F2B competition, so it's only for fun flying. So yeah, I wish
maybe you
I
become
really
a
wish
someday, Caffeine. Maybe you can.
Yeah. I really wish to participate in competition, but
Hey, Jim
unfortunately,
hang on a second, Caffeine.
Yep.
Hey, Jim, you have another tab open. I had to mute you. So if you can get rid of that other tab or mute the other tab on the other other one that'll help. So when you get ready, Jim, just unmute yourself here, and then we'll be off to the races. All right, go ahead, Caffeine.
Yeah, that's yeah. I kind of envy because yeah, we don't have any F2B competition here since 2008. I guess I just spoke to the senior flyer in Indonesia. He told me that yeah, we don't have so many F2B flyers in Indonesia. It's only race F2A and F2D combat, I guess. So yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you can maybe start a trend.
Yeah.
You can get something going, and people get interested in watching you. I mean, I had a new guest roll up on me last Friday. There was 6 of us flying, and we had a new person who did this long time ago. He said he did it like 40 years ago.
Yep.
And so maybe, and that's just because he happened to be there at the park, and he came around and saw us flying. And so sometimes you just got to build it up, because
yeah, I'm trying to do that as well. So yeah,
I bet. Yeah, you want to
more,
have some
yeah,
flying buddies, right?
Yep.
That's good. So I'm waiting for Jim Van Vornhort to get in here. But in the chat, I have people responded. So James Doran, he says he's from Chicago, Illinois. And then another person, all thumbs, he's from North Carolina. And then Gary Sinclair, he says, hi, everyone. Going to listen tonight. See you next Friday. And Gary Sinclair, go ahead and tell me where you're from again. I know that you and I even mailed you something before. So, but just for the chat box, if you let me know where you're from. And then Jack Snavely says, I'm in North Central Kansas. Wow, that's fantastic, Jack. And he says, I do model trains and antiques also. Fantastic. Yes. Hey, John Miller, thank you for coming in.
Good to be here, Coach.
Yeah, this is my first time wearing the referee outfit. I got this, and I have the flag. So
all right,
I'll be throwing some flag. I wish I had a red flag too. That's even a more serious offense.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
We have the yellow flag, and I have the whistle too. So we are ready.
You're all set.
I'm all set. So
now
go ahead, John.
We got to get you to judge a model airplane contest with all that paraphernalia.
Oh, you know what? That would be interesting. I have judged before, but that would be interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And when the guy misses his intersection, you could throw the yellow flag out.
Blow the whistle. When the shit over. Penalty.
Every error, I'll just like, and on the horizontal square 8, there'd be a constant whistle. All these corners,
Yeah. Hey, I forgot something last week.
What's that?
I got so carried away with what we are talking about, Dad. I totally forgot. You remember Bob Whiteley's article, Things That Always Work?
Yes.
I posted it, but I forgot it was a 2-page and not a 1-page. And what I posted was the second page.
Oh, okay.
So I went back in and I found the first page, and now the first and second page is there on the site.
Oh, well, great. Maybe when we get some more people in here, maybe we can share the screen, and maybe we can just go over it.
Yeah.
Or maybe just highlight it. Maybe not read every word, but just highlight the things that always work.
Oh, we can think about it. Yeah.
I have a super chat. All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. From Longview, Washington, he's from. Glad to be here. And I think he's from the, what's it called? Making Model Airplanes. I think that's his handle. And thank you very much for that super chat. Appreciate it. And Gary Sinclair says he's from Ohio. And then Minnesota Mike, he says Clovis, California here. I like free flight. Very good, Mike. I didn't know that you did free flight, Minnesota Mike, because I remember meeting you at the Golden State Stunt Championship. I just assumed you was a control line flyer, but that's fine. I actually have a friend that's a free flight guy. down here. His name is Fuzz. That's his nickname, or maybe that's his real name, but I know him as Fuzz. And
Did you lose caffeine?
no,
No,
he's still there.
Kevin's there.
We just lost Jim Born Holt, but
Yeah.
caffeine
sorry
is
to hear
probably he just has his video off and his mic muted. It looks like Stuart is making his way in here. Hey, Stuart,
There he
how you
is.
doing?
All right, good. Oh, you got your official shirt on.
Yes. Yeah, this is the courtesy of Dennis Adamison. I thought I'd sport it. I won't wear it all the time, but from time to time I'll wear it. And I had a
Okay.
suggestion from a friend of mine. He said that if it ever gets really hot in here, just leave and come back with your official outfit on and have my flag. I can throw the yellow flag out. So yeah, we'll
So
see how
what-
this works.
Yeah. What I want to say it's about the Huntersville contest is that it's a very, very nice contest, right?
Right.
When the wind blows, it can be a little tricky, or a lot tricky depending from which direction the wind blows. But overall, it's like the camaraderie and the way it's organized. We're just great, Everybody got a hat, and that's actually the 40-year anniversary, I think. Check it out.
Check it out. I'll make you big. Oh, very good. All right. So
And
what
on
does
the
that
back-
hat stand for? What is it?
And on the back side, you have the
40th anniversary. Wow, very good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very nice hat. This is good quality stuff, right? It's not
Very nice. It's a good looking hat too.
Yeah. And
Now-
what was that? On Saturday evening after the contest took place, the first day of contest took place, we all went out to a place and we ate over there, and they picked up the tab for everybody's food.
Wow, I saw the
So-
video that Will Davis posted, and he
Yeah.
showed you guys eating. Some still photos of that. I saw some of the
Mhm.
planes in the
Yep.
pit. I saw you with your top 3 on the podium for your expert class. So
Mhm.
tell me, what do you think is the difference? Why do you think you won this weekend? I mean, you had some good competition. So
Well,
what do you think?
Derek didn't participate. He was
Okay.
there to have fun, just to enjoy the place, right?
Right, but your score is pretty good, 577.
Yeah.
So what things have you done, or what did you do to have a different outcome than in the past?
Not much. No, I just approach it the same way, and I just flew the pants over the plane. I try to relax a little bit more and stay calmer, because before if I fly on my own, I'm very relaxed and just go for it, right, and just enjoy it. But during a contest, I always get the butterflies.
Yes, so do I, for a little bit.
Yeah, before I go and fly, I just always get the butterflies. So it takes me a little while to just calm down and just relax a little bit, right? So, things that went very well. It's obviously the plane was working brilliantly throughout the contest. With the handle set up very, very nicely. I could just drive it real deep and then just pull out, and then just pull out nice and clean and just go, just trace with it, just like, which helps me a lot because it gives you a longer straight. It gives you time to get down there, and then before you pull out, don't go just a little bit. Oh, I have to go right away, right?
Right.
Kind of thing. Yeah. So that helped me out. I think I was in the first place after the first round, and in the second round, a couple of guys upped their scores quite a bit, and I know I left points after the first round because I was doing some mistakes on simple maneuvers like on the loops, and I wasn't as clean as I know I can be. So on the second round, I didn't leave anything out. I just went for it. So
Well, congratulations.
pay attention, make sure that I was crisp and clean and flying clean and stuff like that. So I ended up tying my second score, tied up the high score of for the guy from the second place, right?
Craig
And-
Gunner.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I think I said I had something here. Let me see. Yeah, I'm looking at the scores right now, and yeah, Dan beat me on the second round. I had 571 and a half. Dan on the second round 572, and then Craig Gunner, yeah, put a 577 on the board. So when I flew, I had to fly my pants off. So I've also put a 577 down, which was a tie break, right?
Right.
And the tiebreaker was my first score, which was 571 and a half. And that's kind of what gave me the first place.
Well, congratulations. That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, but we have Tom Dixon, Dan Banjak, Tom Luciano, Craig
Jenkins.
Gunner. I mean, they were all flying very, very solid, very hard.
Don
So-
Jenkins.
Yeah, Don Jenkins, yes.
Mhm.
And yeah, you have to work for it. I mean, it's no no freebies over there.
Oh, that's how it should be. You should have to work for it. Let me welcome Mike Lonke. Thank you, Mike, for coming in. Appreciate it. And then thank you, Keith Trossel, for coming in. And welcome back, Jim Von Hort. I hope you have your camera enabled. We'll get it enabled and we can see you. I see the mic is working.
Mhm.
So if you need any help, Jim, let me know.
I'm gonna go out and come back.
All right.
It's
Okay.
probably the I had the camera stop video on the lower left corner. See if you have a red line
Yeah.
over it.
I just tried a couple times, Jim, because it doesn't seem like it's. He went out. He'll be back. Hopefully, we'll get him straightened out. So, I know. Hey, Stuart, did you do any flying this weekend, Stuart?
No, Len brought in the hoolies.
Oh, yeah. Blame it on Lynn.
Yeah.
So, did you do anything in your shop?
No, not when it comes to. I got a lot of parts. So I spent all day doing that one day. So sorting and got some stuff from a member in the club. So other than that, but haven't done much.
Oh, okay. All right. I know Mike Lonke, you did some flying. Did some
I
really
did.
good flying.
I did a
A lot
bunch
of
of
flying.
flying. I flew combat, I flew perky, I flew stunt, I flew a whole bunch of stuff. I got a little contest report if you'd like to hear it.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Some stuff to show and share. Let me go here. Oh, you got to enable participant sharing.
Let me do that. There you go, Mike.
We're gonna go here. Okay, first one. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. See, like 4 people there.
All right, that's Half A Combat that we flew on Friday afternoon. Ron Colombo fourth, Sam took third, Don Stoneman took second, and I took first in that.
Congrats. Congrats.
And we'll get to the next one. This is speed limit combat. We had 8 entries, and Michael Urban took fifth, Tom Luciano took fourth, Colombo took third, Sam took second, and I took first in that.
Very good.
Well, that was real good.
The Lonkeys are a force to be reckoned with.
Yes.
On Friday, Bob Whitney came over and asked me if I would try to fly his Perky for him. He's in the Postal Perky for 2022.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've never flown a Perky in my life. It's 15 on 52-foot lines, and you're trying to basically go as fast as you can for 16 laps. And then at the end of 2022, you mail in your results to Paul Smith, and Paul Smith awards the trophy. I believe Al was the winner maybe last year or the year before, and I think Vagani's maybe won it. Anyway, guys all over the country do it. It's an honor system. you put up your flights and you have all year to put in your best flights and you record your best flight. Well, as of Friday, I think Jim Vagani was in first place with 118.44. I think that's what Al texted me. And I was able to put up a 118.22 on Friday. Saturday, we did it again, and I flew 120.68. So I believe that puts Bob's airplane in the lead for the Postal Perky. And it really sucked flying that airplane, let me tell you.
I remember you saying that. Mike, just do me a favor. Can you go back one frame? I just want to know if you can introduce who those people are. I don't recognize anybody.
Oh, I've already closed that tab, Charles, and it'd be hard for me to it'd take too long. That was Bob Whitney's airplane, holding the airplane, me flying it. Sam was pitting with Bob. Sam ran the starter for the airplane, and Rick Osborne was the guy doing the timing.
Okay, the guy with the baseball cap was Rick Osborne.
Yeah, that was Rick. They're Florida guys. This is the advanced winners. Yesterday, I came in first. Sam came in second, and David Smith came in third. David is Will Smith's son-in-law. He's married to Will's daughter.
Oh, okay, very cool. That's a pretty SV11, and that's a very pretty Axioma.
It's that's actually Will Smith's SV11. And David Smith has not flown stunt for 3 years, and he came out there and put up a third place flight with it.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Nice,
He flies carrier. He flies a ton of carriers. So they were out all day Saturday flying carrier. That's kind of their thing.
Mike, you put a monster score on the board too.
Yeah,
I tried.
547. That's pretty damn good.
No, you're giving me 2. It's 545.
All right.
And here is a little slideshow that Will made. It's only about a minute long, so I'll just go ahead and play this.
All right.
There's no music.
Alrighty.
That's Wesley and Connor, Will's grandsons. These are all the winners. They won basic flight. This is old time. So anybody kneeling down is the winner. Banjock won old time. This is profile. Tom Dixon in the middle. There's Tryan over there. Nostalgia 30, again, Tom Dixon in the middle, so he would have been the winner. Intermediate, Kermit Payne, won intermediate. And there I am in advanced. And here's our boy Tryan. And that got the Ringo trophy. That's a special trophy they give away for advanced. And there's Tryan, an expert.
Very good. Wow.
And there's Tommy Luciano with the Pilot's Choice Award. He got the Pilot's Choice. There's our combat winners, half A combat, and speed limit combat. You've already seen that.
What
There's the carrier guys. Hold on one second, John. It's almost okay. It's done.
What was the design that Luciano was flying? It looked like a.
That's a Crossfire. That's Crossfire.
Oh, okay.
Uh-oh.
Always have the whole place to yourself.
Okay, I got rid of that. Okay, that's all I got for photos and stuff, but I just couple quick more things. The club was awesome. On the 40th anniversary, they always do a lot of stuff. Like Tryan said, they took us out to dinner, and they paid for dinner. They gave us those really nice hats. They gave us some thread checking gauges, which are super nice. Metric and SAE thread check, and for bolts and for nuts.
Oh, that's cool. Is that the one from MicroMasters or?
It is. It is, and I did not pull it out, but it's micro fasteners. It goes down.
Yeah, those are nice. I have those, and I recommend everybody to get those. They're small and compact, and you can kind of go sort through your bolts and figure out if they're metric or not. It's
right, metric or SAE. And I think everybody at the contest got one of those. For half A, Howard Shenton and the club, obviously, they got brand new half A airplanes for the top 3 in half A.
Nice. Wow.
So every half A winner got a new airplane. Sam got one, but he felt bad that Ronnie didn't get one, so Sam gave his airplane to Ron, which I thought was pretty nice of him. The other thing that Howard and the club did for combat anyway, the top 5 finishers in combat got a brand new Evil Emo airplane, and a motor. So we had
Wow.
5 motors and 5 airplanes for the top 5 guys in combat.
Wow, that's a nice prize.
Really cool. And then, of course, Tryon got one of these too. The first place trophies for Pampa were
Oh, that's sweet.
Tom Morris line wrapping jigs with the 40th anniversary logo and the sticker for the club. You were asking what the hat is. It's Metrolina Control Line Society, Charles.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate
That's
that.
what
Very
the hat
nice.
is.
Now you got your own line wrapping jig.
I got my own. I don't have to use Sam's anymore. And Howard makes really nice trophies for combat. He always does something with eagles for combat, which is pretty
Oh,
cool.
that is sweet, Mike. Oh, I
Eagle
love it.
statues, and again, 40th anniversary.
Oh,
So
very nice.
Beautiful.
Oh, and
yeah, they're really great trophies that Howard comes up with. The very last thing I have, which goes back to our conversation the other night, you wouldn't believe this, but I bought that Ringmaster kit at the contest.
Oh, very cool.
The exact one we were talking about, and it is the sheeted leading edge, right?
Nice.
And it is the S1A, right?
All right.
And it is only by Sterling Models. Nowhere on this kit does it say Estes, so this is probably one of the last ones under the Sterling name before Estes got it. But
Still
there's
in the wrapper.
yeah, still in the wrapper. There's a good look at it. And the price on it's $24.95 on this one. I didn't pay that for it. I only paid $20 for it, so I got a deal on it.
Yeah, a deal. Yes, you did.
Nice.
You gonna show me that Ringo trophy?
I can. I have to go get it. I put it in the house. I didn't want it out in the shop, but I'll grab it.
And
Thank you,
one more
Mike.
thing about the contest, Danny Banjak came and flew his Polish jet Stunner.
Oh, wow.
That
Now, what is the model?
riot.
Is it a
it's
Mustang or what is
pure
it?
madness. I mean, when you see, he's really planting his legs like a cat, like clawing them to the ground and holding for his dear life on that thing, because that thing is just a beast.
Yeah, Banjak flew the jet. I have video of that, but I think everybody's seen Danny flying his jet before, so I won't share that. The other thing they did right at the end of Dan flying the jet, Wayne Foster, who works for Zambelli Fireworks, he brought out a cannon and they stuffed it full of Dave Wenzel's ashes. Dave Wenzel was a Metrolina guy. He flew at Huntersville all the time. He volunteered at the Nats all the time. He was always at Brodax. He passed away about a year ago, and they shot Dave out of a cannon and
Very cool.
spread his ashes on the field. So that was pretty neat.
Now I saw I thought it was a missile that was shot off. Is there a missile shot off, or is that the cannon that I saw?
That was the cannon.
Okay,
Yeah.
I saw the video from Will Davis.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure what I was looking at.
That's what it was. That big cloud of smoke you saw was Dave's ashes being scattered on the field. So here is the Ringo trophy. This is
nice. Wow.
Perpetual trophy. Now, Will said it started out just like this, and then they added the rest later. But some of the winners on here, I mean, this goes back to 1995. John Simpson, Larry Drawn, Will Davis, Kent Tizer, George Mitchell, Kenny Stevens, Clayton Berry, Roy Trantham, Gary Lutz.
Wow.
Let's see. Bad Andy, Jim Morris, Adrian Dominguez, Willis Swindle, John Rakes, Tom Weedman has won this, Price Reese, John Rakes again, Artie Jessup, Mike Waldron, Don Jenkins, and our own Philip Bailey. Phil Bailey won it in 2018 and 2019, which was the last contest till now because of the COVID stuff. So I'm in good company on this trophy for sure. I've been chasing this one for a couple of years out there at Huntersville. So very happy to have it.
Congratulations, Mike.
The Ringo trophy is named after I forget what his first name was. I only know him as Mr. Ringo, He was part of the Norfolk Aero Modelers, and he lived in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And what's really cool about this trophy is he passed away long time ago, but he was such a prolific control line guy. That's why they memorialized him with this trophy. I actually met him and flew with him and had been to his house a few times when I was in the Navy and stationed in Dam Neck, Virginia for A school for about 6 months back in it would have been 1986, I guess. So, over 35 years ago. I was looking for a place to fly control line, and I went to a hobby shop, and there was a little pie plate up there with pull tabs and a phone number on it that said, if you're interested in flying control line, take this number. So I called it, and it was Mr. Ringo. And I went over to his house and hung out with him, and he offered me stuff to fly. And, I got a chance to fly with those guys while I was stationed in Dam Neck. So I actually got to meet the guy that the trophy is named after, which was pretty cool.
That is very cool. I'm also intrigued by just maybe myself doing that, because I'm one of the few people that fly in Escondido, but there's a hobby store up here. Maybe I should put a letter with some pulled tabs with my number on it and say do the same thing. If you're interested in flying control line, call this number.
Mm-hmm.
We all should do that at our local hobby stores to get some interest, to come out and fly. Let me welcome Carl Reed. Thank you, Carl, for coming in. And thank you, Gordon Delaney, for coming in. Appreciate it.
Just to wrap up too, Charles, couldn't ask for better weather. It was beautiful, about 75, 78 degrees every day. Winds were light and variable. Few clouds here and there, but mostly sunshine. I mean, it was perfect weather. And Huntersville can go either way in October. We've been out there with our winter coats on and beanies, sloshing around in galoshes because it's drizzling rain out there. So we were very blessed to have excellent weather. And Will Davis can't say enough about what a great contest he runs and how smoothly it went. I heard Tryon talking about it. It's a well-run contest. Everybody's there helping out and doing everything they can to make it run well. And
I saw they had aircraft, carrier events. How many events did they have there? You had Perky, carrier, stunt, combat.
Well, the Perky thing is something you just do wherever and whenever you can. So there wasn't a contest for Perky because that's a calendar year. You got all of 20. Bob just happened to bring his Perky there to fly it because they've got a paved circle there. So that's why the Perky was being done. They got a full carrier deck that David drives out in his pickup truck, and they set it up. It's in like 10 pieces, and they set up the whole carrier deck. For Everett and Joe Shoemaker were there. David and Sarah Smith, Bernie Szymanski flew carrier. I'm not sure who else was over there, but they were, and their carrier is right next to the combat circles. They're literally right next to each other. But they were flying. I saw profile stuff. I saw full fuselage stuff. I don't know all the classes that are in carrier, but they had about 25 airplanes out there, wouldn't you say, Tryon, on the flight line on carrier?
Yes, quite a few.
Yeah, there was a bunch. And
a lot of the same models too. I was surprised how one was a dominant model I saw.
There's a few pretty popular designs that everybody uses, in whatever class that is, so. Anyway, that's all I got. I'm going to stick around for about 10 more minutes. I got to leave because I got to go pick my wife and daughter up at the airport. I'm very happy to do that. Haven't seen them in 10 days.
So thanks for
coming in.
Stopping by and letting us know what happened. Appreciate it. Buddy.
Okay. I'm just going to listen for a little bit and then I'm going to bail out. Thanks,
right,
guys.
I'm going to have to bail out too. Pretty soon.
I know you got to be at work in dark in the morning early to go to work. So I appreciate you coming in too, Tryon.
Yeah.
So anybody else do any flying? I know Tryon and Mike Lonke did. How about anybody else do any flying?
I was going to, but then I had to work Saturday and Sunday. I had all kinds of things, so I didn't get the finishing touches on my plane.
Yeah, is it something when you want to go out and take a new plane, and then as you get ready to go, you realize, oh, I forgot this. Oh, I still got to glue the hinges in. Oh man, I got to I got to put the wheel collars on the wheel. You know, it's like you
Yeah,
find all these
all that
little
little
teeny
stuff.
things,
Yeah.
and it's like it prevents you from doing your maiden flight, and you're so anxious to do it, but it's like you really can't do it until you do all that.
Well, and the one thing with my hands that I had a lot of trouble with was with the spectral lines trying to tie the knots.
Oh, I bet.
I tell you, I spent an hour and a half on each of the knots, and I only got the 2 knots on the one end. Now I got to stretch it out and measure it, hopefully
Oh,
get them
wow.
the same length. Tried and true method with a double surgeon knot, but but actually, as I got into the second one, it got a little easier because I kind of knew what to look for.
So when you gonna make your maiden flight?
Well, I've got, interestingly enough, a guy from my church came over, and I was on some ham radio stuff, and I had my computer. I turned the computer on, and I had my picture of my All-American Eagle coming in for a landing. He says, "Is that one of yours?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "I've always been interested in that." So they're busy. He and his wife are busy tomorrow, but on Wednesday, they're going to be free, and they and I are going to go over to the practice soccer field and fly it. And I warned him. I said, you better make sure it's okay with your wife, because I didn't know she's listening. Because you can get really hooked into this hobby. And I heard her talking, and she was all for it because he supports her in her expensive hobby.
Oh,
So
great.
anyway, I'm figuring Wednesday. In the meantime, if I get finished up tomorrow, get it ready, then I can start on the twin flight streak. That shouldn't take too long to fix. But I do have to re-drill the ventaries.
Enlarge them.
Yeah. Gordon's pretty good engine man, and he figured out that the reason it's so hard to needle was the ventaries were too small. And I should have known, because it doesn't burn a lot of fuel in each engine about 2.5 ounces, 5 ounces of both engines in the pattern. That's not much.
Yeah, how much fuel does it burn? I'm sorry, I was distracted by the chat.
2.5 ounces.
2.5 ounces for the whole pattern?
Well, on each engine. That's 5 ounces.
Oh, yeah. Well, those are small engines too.
They're 20s FPs.
I don't know. That doesn't sound too bad. Those are small engines. And
yeah, but they should burn a little bit more than that. Because right now, as Gordon, I should let Gordon explain this, right? Right now, one turn lean, it's 2 lane. One turn back, it's too rich. It's really difficult to needle. And Gordon told me that's because the ventaries are too small, and it's not getting, it needs to get more air.
Well,
Is that right, Gordon?
I wouldn't debate with Gordon. Maybe he's frozen. I don't see him moving at all. Well, he's breathing. Gordon, yeah. Gordon, so you have a response to John's question?
Well, I didn't think I thought he was burning right around 2 or less on each engine, from what I remembered.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And I was sitting there looking at your Pathfinder, John, behind you.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a perfect candidate to put a FP or the FP 46 in it, or
yeah,
LA 46.
Yeah.
It could use a little more power. I bet you'd find out that wing's not broken.
Well, I could see it flex, though. It's not broken, but it's flexing a lot.
Well, I flew it there at the Nats and it still flew really well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know, I'm going to do so. I'm going to build another one, but I'm going to use a C-tube wing on it. But I'll build it so the wing comes off, and I'll probably build it so the stab and elevator come off, make it easier to transport.
Yeah, I could just see part of the Pathfinder and a little bell went off my head.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
Well, you-
perfect with the 6 in it.
yeah. I was thinking either that or a Stalker 51.
Yeah. I'm thinking of just something that would be a direct bolt in for you.
Yeah, yeah. The LA 46 would bolt right in.
Yeah. Now, are you planning on taking your twin flight streak to the Reno contest or the Las Vegas contest?
I'm planning on it.
What about your Venturis?
Well, I've got drill press.
Well, I was gonna say, if you want to make, well, was it next weekend or the weekend after?
It's November
Oh, November.
3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th is the contest.
I was gonna say, if you want to mail them to me, I'll punch them out for you and reshape them and mail
Oh,
them.
would you? Would you?
I'll do that if you want me to.
I would love that. I'll pull them tomorrow and get them in the mail.
Okay.
Very good. Very nice. That's awesome. I have a suggestion for you, John, from the T-Bone 1260. That's Tom Luciano. He's
Yeah.
saying, this is from Phil Cartier. He said to use a crochet hook to use to tie the spectral lines.
Oh,
You know, I thought about that because it's getting through that loop, and yeah, I was thinking, man, if this, I was using my screwdriver. That's what I finally got. I could push it through and hook it, you know. But I thought, man, if this thing had a hook on it, I didn't even think of a crochet. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea for all of us who are considering making some spectral lines.
yeah.
Let me welcome Philip Bailey. Thank you, Phil, for coming in. And as you came
Phil.
in, Phil, we had a suggestion from Tom Luciano through Phil Cartier. He said to use a crochet needle to tie the spectral lines up.
Yeah, that's what I started using. Of course, my wife gets a little ill when I borrow hers, but
Yeah, so let me catch up on the chat box, gentlemen. I asked everybody in the chat, they tell me where they're from, and I had some people respond. Gary Sinclair is in Ohio, Minnesota Mike's in Clovis, had others I already said earlier, but Minnesota Mike said he used to fly control line, but a brain injury won't let him go round and round. I'm sorry to hear that, Minnesota Mike. We have a Miguel, I can't say his last name probably correctly, so he says hi, everyone. And then Dennis Adamus, and he gave us a like, but he cannot join us tonight. And then Tom Rammel provided us with a like, and Brent Williams says, hola, amigos. And then Edward Carlaw says, like sent. Thank you, Edward. And then T-Bone, I just told you what he said. And then Peter Naval, he says, hi, guys. I'm on the chat. Hey, Peter, what's up, man? Why don't you come on in? And then the National Free Flight Society, he says, or they say, glad to be here. Thank you very much. I saw your comments on my YouTube channel. I saw that. Thank you very much. Appreciate you watching my YouTube videos. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Flying Control Line Stunt. That's Flying Control Line Stunt. I have some videos of me flying and some other individuals flying. And Edward Carlaw says he's from New Jersey. I'm probably saying it wrong. I think they say it in New Jersey or a little bit different.
yeah, they say Jersey.
Jersey, okay. New Jersey. So anyways, we're all caught up. And no, we're not caught up. He said, give me a moment. That's Peter Naval. He might be in here. So that'd be fantastic.
Cool. Couldn't see him again.
Yeah. So Paul, I mean, Philip, have you done any flying lately? Or do you do anything in your shop? Or
I went to the contest in Huntersville and flew on Saturday, but I didn't fly very well. But well, I did all right until I got to the overhead 8.
overhead,
So
yes.
well,
Well, it's, well, remember Mike, before he had his surgery, he was having problems because Sam Lunky was spanking that ass, remember?
I'm gonna tell you what.
And now
at
that
the
he's
contest,
now that Mike is healthy, now Mike is spanking that ass on Sam.
I may have to do something like that. I've got to do something. But at the contest Sunday, Mike flew first and put up a decent flight, but it was just decent. Sam flew and didn't do all that well. But in the second round, Sam flew first. And I thought, I know he had spanked Mike's first round scores, but Mike came back and won it. And he took that trophy I showed Friday night home with him. So it did go home to Tennessee, but it almost went with the wrong Lunky. at least not the one I was expecting. But there was a couple other guys there that were flying very well too. But I think we had 7 or 8. I can't remember how many was in classic. Seemed like in advanced. I think there was 7, and 1 or 2 of them flying pretty darn good. But he managed to ink it out. So, and old Tran won.
Right.
He won expert. He looked polished. I think the sucker's been practicing and not telling me about it because he looked really good.
Well, you remember he did go to the World Championship, so all that
practice. Yeah, he's been
practicing
practicing a little more. He's been practicing a little more, but I'm telling you,
his game.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he got out there. I was watching him between. We had one person that took he kicked his prop off, and Tran was taking off just as he kicked his prop off. So we got to sit and watch 2/3 of his flight. I got to see up to the hourglass. I didn't get to see past that. But I mean, he had some nice maneuvers. Tran was honking, and I didn't know who was doing what up there. I never look at scores, but he looked very good, and so did oh heavens, what is his name? The guy to finish second. For Pete's sake.
Or in expert?
In expert.
That was Craig.
Craig Gunder. Yeah. Craig looked good. He's flying a plane that I had to ask him, what the heck is that? Because it looks a lot like the plane you flew of Sparky's, except bigger. It turns out it's a stylized Pattern Master. I don't know what motor was in it. I forgot to ask, but it was honking. It was a beautiful airplane. The color, the red in it is just deep and beautiful. It just really, Craig always does a good job. He's always got a pretty airplane. But that one was really sharp. And then, of course, Dan Banjock was there with his Turbo Raven. And that's a pretty airplane too. And I cannot think of the guy's name that flew. He's national champion in advance this year. And he flew his Crossfire and said it was now retired. Tom Luciano flew, and I thought flew very well, but it wasn't in class for Tran. It wasn't up with Tran. Tran's, I don't know, he kicked it in another gear. Tran kicked it in another gear for that contest. It was really good. He had his A game on. It looked really good, but I don't know. I gotta figure out what to do about this looking up and getting dizzy crap. I felt like a drunk out there.
Phil, can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
I have the same problem, and I have Brent come out, and he puts his hand on my back. That stops me from wandering all over the circle trying to keep my balance.
Well, I may have to get somebody to come do that, because I tell you what, I'm fine right up to the overheads. And I noticed one of the things that bothered me was a lot of the guys were flying, and their overheads aren't overheads. They're flying out in front of them. I mean, way out in front of them. And scoring very well. I looked at it and I thought, what the heck? And Banjock is flying behind him. He was so far behind. I was to the side of him, and he's here, and the judges are here. He's flying to 45 degrees up to about 85 degrees, and flying huge. And well, he's flying lower down than that. Flying huge and flying behind him very fast.
Wow.
But wow. I don't know. It was a show, but it ain't but a book. But
Yeah, I was wondering how come I scored the way I scored too.
well, I tell you what, it was interesting. I was trying to figure out what happened there.
Yeah, Craig, I think he was the only one that was actually pushing the 45s and tried to stay there. I know that Danny was flying big. Tom Dixon was flying big too. Almost everybody else.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I'm trying to figure out what happened there. But anyway,
but it doesn't matter. It's like somebody said, like after the contest, if you look at all the flights and you say this guy deserves to win and this one was second and so on and so forth, and if it ends up like that, it's good, right?
As long as the best pilot, the best pattern won, and the second best pattern got second, and the third best pattern.
Yeah, but I can't say that.
Oh,
but I can't say that.
Yeah, you didn't see them all, right?
Yeah, I watched all of the old time flights, and except mine, of course, I didn't watch it. I finished where I should have finished. I finished down the line, and that should have been. But I don't think first place got first place. Not even close. He was second. He flew second place, flew maneuvers much closer to what. Well, I'm not sure who got second. Who got second? Was it Buddy Barbie or was it Larry Drone? I don't know. But Buddy Barbie's overheads were overhead, and his other maneuvers were where they were supposed to be. And some of the other maneuvers were way out in front, way behind. I think I had Buddy scored as the winner, and he didn't get it. He got second or third. And I talked to the judges about it afterwards, and they said they would one of the judges, and he said that they would see about looking into the rule book before next contest, and it would be straightened out. Because I told him that people came up to him. Nobody's supposed to go up to the judges and talk to them and tell them what's going on while the contest is going on.
Right.
But we had that happen. And there was a few things that happened that I just thought were really not right. But they said it will be addressed for next year. So, there's nothing we can do.
So did someone make an official
protest? No.
Yeah. Oh, no one.
No, I felt like the top three were the top three, just not in the order they should have been in. The Buddy was the only one putting the maneuvers where they were supposed to be, and I think he got second, but he may have got third. I don't know. Let
me let that Stuart in. Go ahead, Stuart. You have a comment or question?
Yeah, like what you're talking about here, this tend to seem to happen a little bit more frequent than it should in different contests.
It does.
This is just something I think that I'm going to refer to a sport in minor hockey. I think they have, if I recall, we had to go in and do like a like reassess things, like, and go through the book in a sense. And I almost wonder if they almost need to do that. And I do it, I think, actually I signed in on an RC IMAC thing, and they went through all the rules again with the people that would judge. And I think it's almost would be good if they could do that and sit down.
I think they should.
I
think they really should.
Them, but just say, look, let's go over the exact way these rules should be done. And I think it would make a world of difference with everything.
I think it would. I think we need to have judges that either have flown old time or people that have at least looked at the old time book, do old time, because a lot of people watch the modern pattern. A lot of us watch the modern pattern and we know what the modern pattern is, but the modern pattern, the bottoms are 4 feet, 4 to 6.
Right.
The old time pattern, it's 6 to 10.
Yeah.
So if you're flying at 3 feet, and it's impressive as hell, but it ain't by the book.
Right.
If you have to take your climb, when you do your climb and dive, you pull a climb and you start way over there, but you come up here. But when you come up, you're at 20 feet. And then when you pull out at the top, you're dang near 90 degrees. That is not by the book.
Yeah.
And the dive was the same way. He'd come around and then pull up to 90 degrees and get it vertical. I grant you got it vertical, but he started at 90 degrees and he pulled out at about 20 to make a great big pull out and come out about 3 feet high.
Do you also see this?
Let me hang on, Stuart. I'm sorry. John had his hand raised. John Miller, go ahead.
Well, I can wait till this through discussing the contest. Okay.
No,
I have a question. I have a question for you, Phil. I'm sorry, Stuart. Did they have a warm-up flight for old time stunt where the judges? That might
no
be a
warm up
remedy.
flight, no warm up flight, and no, I didn't get a warm up flight at all. I hadn't flown for a week, so like I said, I finished where I should have finished.
I mean, warm up for the judges, not so much.
No, the judges didn't get a warm up either. I was the first flyer.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Hang on, Gordon. I'm sorry, Gordon. Stuart, I interrupted you, Stuart, and then Gordon. Go ahead, Stuart.
Do they also have this in the regular stunt pattern where they have this kind of problem with the judges too? A little bit.
I don't know about the other classes. I only flew old time this time because when I got so drunk trying to do an old time overhead, I didn't even try to fly the others.
I'm talking overall in the span of a year. Do you find that some of the judging's out a bit, or?
No, I don't know. The guys that judged are good guys. I don't know what happened. I mean, these are good guys. Neither one of them have ever flown, to my knowledge, old time. However, they're both good people who know stunt, but they know the modern pattern.
Right.
And I think they were going on modern pattern, but I think they were much too impressed with very high speed, very loud, fast and loud maneuvers. But when somebody flies completely behind them, I mean completely behind them, and like 45 degrees. Okay, put it this way: the guys that are flying their figure eights, their overhead eights in front of them. This guy was putting that far behind him. It's impressive as hell. I'd fall over backwards, but it's not by the book. And I think if you're not going to judge by the book, then we ought to just, throw out the pattern and just see who can do something that's impressive and like the old I forgot what the Plymouth meet was or whatever it was that they gave you you just drew a list out of a hat, and that was the pattern, the maneuvers you were supposed to fly in the order you're supposed to fly them in.
Yeah.
I mean, I just don't understand. I was really disappointed that the maneuvers were so not by the book and got such high numbers.
Yeah.
And just to clarify for our audience, when you do the overhead 8, you want to have half in front of you and half in back. So
yeah, it's supposed to be over your head, and the intersection
so
is
half
supposed
in
to be
front
dead
and
over
half
here.
in the back. That's what it should
And
be.
instead of about 45 degrees, it's supposed to be down to 60. They're much bigger. But they're still supposed to be over your head.
Right.
That's the old time pattern.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Let me welcome Tom Rammel. Thank you for coming in, and also Howard Rush. Thank you for coming in, Howard. And John, did you want to go ahead and?
Well, let Gordon say what he was going to say, and then I'll go.
Well, all I was going to say is I judged at Whittier several times and at Clovis, and we always had a warm-up flight, and then the judges discussed amongst themselves what they saw and why they gave the score they did. And I think that helps everybody what to be looking for.
I think that's what I'm going to insist on next year. I hate to be an arse, but I'm telling you, it just was not what it should have been. And one of the one fellow that was flying was judging. I don't know if he's ever judged old time before or not, but the other thing that shouldn't have been done, there was one person that kept coming up and talking to the judges and telling them the mistakes that everybody made and telling them, you can't do that. It's not supposed to be allowed.
Right.
So I don't know what happened. I mean, I think they finally told him, you need to go back and sit down somewhere. But, it's after they've already done it that you can't undo it.
Yeah.
So
But that's just like I said in sports, like referees, they have to go back like every year and they go through everything. it might be a good suggestion, maybe. And I mean, I don't know about this stuff because you guys know I'm new at this, but what if they sat down and actually went quickly through the rule book? So
I think that's a good idea. I think
They did.
next year.
said, okay, you got to be here, you got to be here, you got to be here. Somebody that could guide it through and just make sure that everybody's on the same page.
They
Well,
do
what
that
I'm-
at Nats. At the
What I
Nats,
intend, go
at
ahead.
the
I'm sorry.
Nats, they take all the judges in a room and they go through the rule book and the pattern and what they're looking for. That's how they do it there.
So that'd be good, I think. I think that'd be a good way to do it.
I think what I'm gonna do is make a copy of the old time pattern and the old time rules and insist that the judges look at it before the contest next year. And I may start doing it at just every contest because I think a whole lot of our old time judges don't know first thing about old time.
It might be better to take the most experienced person and have them discuss it, but be the leader in the discussion, I think. That way,
Well, yeah,
I mean,
because we got guys, I know they meant well. I don't think there was any, they meant well, but
Yeah.
I think we need to train our judges better. We need to do something because the old time pattern is not the modern pattern. And it's like when did the vertical 8 and, you know, in the modern pattern, you do a loop. Then you come around for the second loop on top, but you've already done this loop. Then you come around and do the top. Well, in an old time pattern, you don't. You come around, lay it on its back, and you're supposed to touch that and then flip it right back up and over the top and back down.
Right.
You do a
Well,
lazy,
I heard somebody holler something about he didn't finish it. He didn't finish it. And I said, what didn't he finish? You don't do a loop in old time. You don't do the bottom loop. Don't do the bottom loop in old time.
it's a lazy 8.
Yeah, it's a lazy 8 on its end. That's all it is. And I don't know. I just, there was just a couple things that just really threw me off. And I thought this just isn't right. But anyway,
I
just
couldn't
it was
judge
really
all time
embarrassing.
because I just do not know the pattern for the whole
Yeah,
time.
well, it's
I couldn't judge it.
it just got me because it's my home. The Carolina gang is all of us from North and South Carolina. Will calls all of us the Carolina gang, and you know it's a great group, but we need to practice. We need to get some people to practice old time stunt in front of the old time judges so they know what they're supposed to be looking for and looking at.
That's a good idea.
And I'm going to insist we do that next year because this was embarrassing to
Yeah, that's a
me.
good idea.
Because several of the guys came to me and said, "What in the heck is going on?" I don't know. I am not the one to talk to about this year because, as you can see, I can't do the pattern myself because the overheads are baffling me. Both flights, when I got in the overheads, I got drunk the first time, and the second time I nearly lost the plane. The wind changed 180, and I went down and blew me out of it. So I just was not the one to talk to this time. But I've got to figure something. I've got to do something, or I won't be flying old time anymore. I don't know what I'll do. May not be able to fly anything anymore if I can't lick this problem, because it's I can do the modern pattern with peripheral vision. Just one of the guys told me just look straight up and fly off your peripherals, and you can do that in modern. You can't do it in old time and come down to 60 degrees. I don't have that much peripheral vision.
Mhm.
But
If you have peripheral, for the 45, you also have it for the 60.
now I couldn't keep up with it. But anyway,
Because what I do, if I look straight up, I can see the level.
well, I'll have
I
to
can see
practice
where the
it some
bottom
more.
is, so I can go in between them as I do them.
I already muted you, Philip Bailey. Yeah. So, hey Keith, did you do any flying or building this weekend? And hang on a second, Gordon. Sorry.
Yeah, I went out Sunday morning. Yeah, put in 3 or 4 flights.
All right, Tryon. Thanks for coming in, Tryon.
Good night.
Good night.
So how'd it go, Keith? Was it pretty good flying for you?
Yeah, except sometimes I think my tank's in the wrong place. I need to move it one way or the other. It's going a little bit rich on on the outsides. So we'll need to fix that.
Yeah, absolutely. Gordon, go ahead, Gordon.
Yeah, before we get sidetracked, I just want to share something with Phil. Carl Shoup taught me into flying his belfry at Woody and Arrows one year, and I don't fly old time. Well, my first flight wasn't really that hot. I mean, the maneuvers looked good, but it wasn't accurate.
Yeah.
So second flight, one of the guys from Buckeye says, Gordy, let me come out and talk to you. So on the second flight, I started the level of flight. It's no, you're too low. You're too low. So I kept raising it up. And, you're too low. And I go, too low. Well, when he finally got me where he wanted, he said, okay, that's your altitude you want to do your maneuvers at. And so he taught me through the whole pattern. I ended up winning at 1 point.
In that what? I didn't quite get that.
Well, I won the contest by 1 point.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
And if he had to come out and talk to me, it wouldn't have been any better than my first flight.
Very good.
That was nice of him to come out there, and he volunteered to help me out.
Have a good time.
So anyway, that's the thing about not flying old time. Your habits from flying regular pattern really is engraved in it, or when you try to switch back to old time.
Right.
Yeah, if you think it's hard, when you try to learn to fly to bring it down to 4 feet, it's just as hard to try to bring it up.
Right.
Yep, exactly.
Let me let John Miller in. John, go ahead, John.
Okay, thanks. This is a question for Keith. I was going through a bunch of boxes trying to find something today, and I found the boxes all full of plans folded up. And right on top was one I'd been wondering about. Keith, you remember the Victory, the old time Victory?
Yeah.
Well, there was 2 of them, but which one?
I've got the plans for the fuselage on the long tail version, but it doesn't show the stab and elevator. And I'm wondering if you got anything, even if it's just a little 3 view or something, that shows me that and gives me some dimension. Because that's all I need. I think it was square or rectangular, but I'm not sure.
Well, the one was by Don Still, and I don't have any plans for either the long span or short span version of that.
Oh, okay.
What was the plane again? What was the plane again?
The Victory.
I don't think
I don't know if I have that or not, but I'll go look.
I don't think plans were published.
I don't think they were published either, because these that I've got were hand drawn.
And then there was another one called Victory by another guy in Texas. Frank McMillan had one, and he let me fly it for a year when I didn't have an old time, and had a 60 on it. It was a big airplane. It flew nice, big wing. But no, a short coupled like most old time airplanes are, and that was the hindrance. Let me check something. Hold on.
All right.
John, what is that airplane behind you?
Which one?
The twin boom that don't look like it's got small. Yeah.
That's the Raven.
The what?
The Raven.
Raven. Never heard of it. And I've never seen one before.
That's because I built it. I took it out to fly, and I had problems, and I never flew it again. So, but now I figured out what the problems were and how to cure them. And so I'm going to clean it up. It's got a 25 in it. It's a 25 size sport stunner type. It doesn't have flaps. And let me get it here so you can see it better.
It's a neat little airplane.
It is. I really like the looks on it.
John, is that the one you accidentally screwed up the square inches on?
Yep.
It was supposed
You
to be
screwed
big.
up the square inches.
Yeah, I did the formula wrong for the square inches on it. And so I thought it was bigger than it was. And it's pretty small.
That's good looking, John.
Well, that's a cute little airplane.
Yeah, I
I love
also
that
had a
muffler.
problem. I had it on too long of lines, and the line drag would whip the airplane when I changed directions. And then I tried to do I don't know why I did it. I put the belt crank, here's the inboard wingtip. Put the belt crank here,
Oh yeah.
okay, because I didn't want to put it here and have to, so I
Yeah.
put it here so it could run down there. Well, I should have put it here because
Yeah.
you can't believe I've got 1.5 ounces of tip weight in there, and I still needed a little bit more.
Wow.
So, if I ever build another one, I'll put the belt crank in that here. But
Well, I tell you what, it's a cute little airplane.
well, thank you. I like it. It
What
flew
size engine do you have in there, John?
an OS 25 FT.
Oh, nice.
I love your muffler. I'd like to find one of those.
Yeah, that's a big art muffler.
Yeah, I like those.
But yeah, it like I say, I screwed up the math. I was supposed to take the square root, and I did. And
it's
so
just,
I had a lot more. I thought I had a lot more square inches than I had.
So
I
that
wish I
finish,
knew how
John,
you guys
is,
come up with all these paint schemes. I have the devil's own time coming up with a paint scheme.
Oh,
And with you, it
that's
just seems to
half
be
the fun
natural.
of it. This is a trip strip here. I tried it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it worked or not because of the other problems I was having.
Yeah.
that's paint, John, or film?
This is monocoat here. The red and the white is paint. What was that paint they had that Top Flight had?
Yeah, top flight luster coat.
Yeah, luster coat. This is the booms and this and the fuselage are all luster coat. This is dope here.
So is that luster coat going on top of bare wood, or is it on top of the film?
This is on top of the film. This on the fuselage, the booms. It's over wood. I had silk span that I put on first, of course, and doped it.
Very nice. I like your trim tab there on the outboard wingtip too. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, I used to do that a lot. Anyway,
And that's adjustable with a with just a hinge, or you have
this one has copper tubing, and you just
okay.
bend it. But you can see here, get an idea how much I've got tip weight still glued to the outside because I couldn't get any more in the tip
Right.
weight box.
Right. Very, very cool. Thanks for showing us.
I think I gotta build a new one, John, and make it bigger.
What's that?
I think you ought to make the same thing, only with a bigger wing. It's a cute airplane.
Well,
cute.
I think you're right. If I had it up the size that I thought it was,
And perfect.
it'd be a lot better. Got your airfoil on it.
Yeah, well, the airplane itself is a cute airplane.
Yeah, and when I was just flying level, it flew real good. But when I tried to do a loop or something, that line had a big bow in the line because the lines are too long.
Try the Spectra.
Well, thing is, I had 15,000 lines, but they're 64 feet long end to end. And
Oh,
so
Lord.
it was way too long. So the lines bowed out or had
Oh,
a
that's
big
neat.
belly in it. And so I'd give it up, it'd go up, but the lines would keep going this way.
Yeah.
And then I'd get halfway up and all of a sudden all kinds of stuff as the lines got playing with the flight of the airplane.
Try 58 feet of Spectra lines. You'll be amazed.
Well, that's what I'm going to do. I've got some 60-pound or 66-pound Spectra. But I'm thinking
Yeah.
I might be able to use that or go even a little lighter, go down to 40. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll take care of your tip weight problem. Keith, I got a question for you before you get out of here.
Well, he's bringing something back. I'm going to set
Yeah.
this up.
All right, thank you, Johnny. I think
That's
Keith
neat,
does have some
John.
information for us. What do you got for us, Keith?
Well, I lied about
You
victory.
lied.
Yeah, victory was published in January of 1998. Don still flew this thing and won the 48 or 49 nationals.
Well, that's the one he had two different fuselages for, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a
One
short
long and one short.
yeah.
Yeah, Luke flew the long version of it. I've got plans
There
to
were-
sit downstairs, but I don't have the short version.
There's several, I guess, versions built different tail lengths, but this is the one. That's the short one is what he flew at the Nats and won the Nats with it.
Yeah,
And
that thing was quick.
that's
oh, okay, so I can see is that a page size?
yeah,
Is there any way you could scan that and email it to me?
maybe. You're really nice to me someday.
Oh, I'll be nice to you. I'll launch your airplane and I won't hurt it.
Okay. Let's see, it's 60-inch span, 700 square inches, 44 ounces.
Yeah.
So
What did he have it powered with?
I think an Atwood 60.
Okay. Yeah.
It had a intake in the back of the engine here.
Yeah.
Tom had a Tiger 60 in his, and it was perfect.
Well,
Because the thing,
I'd like to have an old time plane that's a little bit different. I ain't gonna win, so I just want to fly and have fun.
well, that one's a little different.
Yeah, here's pictures shows from that time.
Oh, there's a long one in back
There's the long one in the back. Yeah,
and one long one in the front.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm
But
sure
I
the
heard-
difference between the two is the length between the trailing edge and the leading edge of the
Looks like
Elevate.
pretty much. And big flippers, little tiny fixed element for the or horizontal tail. See the big-
yeah. It looks like the landing gear might be pretty close to a good location.
As bad as you can get,
It landed. Dom's landed well.
as good as you can get for an old time. That's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, John, I have a comment from Todd Stimson. He says plans for the victory are on outer zone.
Are they? Oh, okay. Never mind. I won't have to be nice to you now.
Okay,
Oh, y'all.
I'll
are
be
bad.
nice anyway, Keith.
Y'all are bad.
Well, Keith is still on his feet before he falls down. Did you ever come up with a photograph for me, Keith?
of which?
I knew it. You spaced me out. The ones with the three scale ships there from Clovis. You remember? They had my Tony and your airplane and another guy there with a,
4 airplanes.
what was there, 4?
Yeah, there was Walter Hicks with his plane,
Yeah, Walter.
and Kirk Mullinex, you,
Yep, and Keith.
and Keith.
Yep.
Hold on.
That'd be a heck of a picture. Monex is playing
It
with
was on
sharp.
I think it was on the
Keith
cover
is
of Stunt
incredible.
News. It was made the cover of Stunt News a couple of
Okay.
years ago.
No, it wasn't. The picture was taken to do that. But powers of B never decided not to use it.
Yep, there you go. She has been so
There you
long.
go.
Let me make it big, Keith. 1 second.
Wow. Wow. That is sharp.
So what do you want to do with this picture? Cordy, you want a copy of it?
Well, you was gonna send me one. I thought maybe you forgot.
I did. Yeah, we do that. Larry Ringer took this picture and we're trying to get a cover of Stunt News, but Morris, I think, was the editor there, and for some reason he decided not to use it.
What was that airplane? Your Bearcat?
Yeah, that's Bearcat.
That looks good.
You know, I'm thinking of another photo, Keith. 'Cause I remember I thought there was Walter Hicks in it. I
No,
thought. So,
I don't
I mean, the cover of Stunt News. There was another. I think it was from the Golden State Stunt Championship. I don't know. I have another picture in mind.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that Corsair looked huge with the or the what do they call that? Some kind of a dihedral they use on those.
Gull wing.
Anhedral, dihedral.
Gull wing, thank you.
Yeah,
Anyway,
gull wing, yeah.
talking to Kurt and I, we had the same square inches exactly.
Wow.
Big airplane.
Yeah, but Gordy, some of us have seen your airplane and it was huge.
Which one, mine?
Yeah, your Tony. I saw it at the Nats. That plane's huge.
Yeah, that was.
So was Walt. So was the Corsair, by the way. These planes are both quite large.
Yeah,
And
it was
Kurt's
kind of neat to watch Kurt fly it inverted.
Kurt's airplane, he had full span flaps. So they had flaps on that gull wing with connected by really neat torque.
U-joints.
Yeah,
I thought there's U joints, weren't they, Keith?
there were U joints that he made. Yeah, he was a master machinist, and there was absolutely no play from one flap at one end to the other.
Wow, cool. That would be neat. All right, I got another airplane related question for you, Keith. I saw this weekend, and I've been interested in one for a long time, but your airplane, the white one that crashed, and you've got a new one about finished. I tell you, this old age business is hard. I can't think of the name of the doggone thing, but anyway, Chiseler. At the back of the Chiseler, on my set of plans, it looks like you got a turtleneck, and then you got a 1/2-inch rudder that comes off of that. Yours looks like it's all molded from the bottom all the way to the top. Is it?
Well, yes and no. The original plans, Dick Mathis.
Yeah, that's what I've got.
Yeah, he used a sheet, 1/2-inch sheet or top block like conventional stunt ship for the fuselage, and then a 1/2-inch sheet for that tall fin.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all sort of blended together the way that he did the first one. Not very many people were able to do that or didn't copy that very well. And that was, even though you could haul out the blocks and all that, there's still an awful lot of wood in there. Even though, interesting thing about his original design, the fuselage sides were 1/4-inch sheet, but it was 1/4-inch at the nose, and he sanded it down to 1/8 inch at the tail end. So he got rid of a little bit of weight, but I don't know.
Wow, 1/4-inch.
And no doublers he had on that thing.
Okay.
And had big blocks on top and the bottom, and then everything was blended to where it had that sort of a shell like that. Let me go, hold on. Be easier to show you than talk about it.
And while you do that, let me catch up on the chat box. We have Walter Umlin. He says, "Hi guys, trying to log in."
Hey, Walter.
And you did you make it in yet? Not yet. And he says he gave a like. Thank you, Walter. Appreciate that. Yeah. So we have 25 likes. So thank you very much.
Yeah, 26.
So the Mike says I was in Clovis when that pick of Keith was a very good contest. And then Jonathan Caradas, he says great plane, great times. And I see that Bob Gore has his hand raised. Thank you for coming in, Bob. Appreciate it. You have a question?
Do thumbs up. Hello? What?
You have a question, Bob?
No, no,
Okay.
sorry.
That's okay.
Okay.
26.
Phil?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Phil.
Am I interrupting something?
No,
or-
go ahead.
No.
Go ahead, Keith.
Anyway, I changed the plans around on the construction where the fuselage is basically planked. Well, it's got sheet sides, nose to tail, 3/32-inch sheet, and then it's planked top and bottom, and you can see the plank there. And then for this blended part, now it doesn't show up very well on the camera, but this is sheet wood here, and the formers hold it in place, so it's all blended in. You can't, now again, the camera doesn't show it very well. Maybe that does.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
So it's planked and sheet here, sheet planked here, and then it's sheeted in here, and a little bit of fill to blend it in here.
Yeah.
It's kind of tricky doing this part in here, but it worked out, I think. And that's the way I think Mathis intended it, was for it all be one blended thing instead of a sheet sitting on top of the fuselage.
Yeah.
When Eric Rule made this into a kit, that's what he did. He just put a half-inch sheet like the plan showed back here, but then people don't do a very good job of blending the block into the top of the fuselage.
Well, that way right there is what I'm going to try to do. That is really sharp. But your fuselage sides, what are your fuselage sides? 3/32?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That planking, how many pieces did you put in there to do that planking on the top? Looks like quite a bit of pieces, huh?
We've got stringers. How about that? Okay.
1, 2,
It's
3,
3/8
4, 5, 6,
3/8 by, or 3/32 by 1/4 to 3/8, depending on where it is.
Wow.
Wow. Keith,
Thanks
you
for showing
did
that.
build a beautiful airplane.
And then
Wow.
at the bottom, you can see
Yeah.
planking there.
Plank at the
Oh,
bottom. Yeah.
Wow. A lot of pieces of wood.
To me, it's a lot easier and lighter, and I think stronger than trying to take a block and hollow that out.
Yeah, I do too.
How about molding? What do you think about molding versus planking?
Well, I did some molding on the Martin Baker, and it's the first time I'd done that. Raby was a master at it, and
I'll second that.
he could take a sheet of wood and with his knife and do things that just you had to watch to believe, and came out great. I've tried molding. Well, the Martin Baker's the first time I tried something like that, and I'm not very good at it.
I don't know about that, Keith.
I think I just as soon go ahead and do the planking strips, and I learned that a long time ago.
When you do the planking, Keith, so to get those edges to line up and not have to fill so much with filler, what do? Do you cut them at angles so that when they come together,
I take a knife and cut off the corner, and then a sanding block and bevel to where the edge will go up flush against the last piece that was put on. I don't know if you
Well, hi guys.
Hey, Walter.
I don't know if you can see the beveling on these things. No.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think I do see a little beveling. Yeah. I do see a little bit of it. Okay. All right. I was curious about that because you want to hide
Makes a
those
tighter
things.
fit, don't it?
What's that?
It makes a tighter fit, doesn't it?
Yeah. And you don't
And
have
a cleaner fit for that matter.
and stronger, and you don't have to fill anything after it's done.
Right.
And
Very good.
I use Sigmet for the planking because it's compatible with the dope. Ambroid, you tried that, and Ambroid wasn't compatible. You'd always end up showing the strips,
The glue line.
the glue lines. Another thing too is after it's all planked and then filled in with sealer and all that, I cover it with
Micro balloons.
no
Polyspan.
Carbon fiber.
carbon fiber, the 2/10 ounce stuff.
Oh, carbon. Yeah.
And that's better than silk span because silk span will eventually soak into the seams and the wood grain. The carbon fiber doesn't show wood grain and the seams near as bad.
What is carbon fiber? I haven't heard that one before.
There's two grades that we use it that's available, 2 10th ounce and 4 10th ounce. It looks like silk span, but it's made out of carbon.
Oh, sheet. Sorry. Okay. I thought it was some kind of filler thing you were doing. Okay.
No,
Yeah, that's fine.
like I say, it looks like silk span, but it's carbon.
It's carbon
Yeah,
fiber.
black carbon.
Yeah. Okay.
It doesn't add a whole lot of strength as far as overall strength, but what it will do is make the wood hard enough you don't put your fingernail in it so easy.
Well,
Okay.
and then with nitrate dope, that fill it in with nitrate dope so you can sand on it, but it gives the an eggshell quality to the thing, where dope is sort of rubbery, plastic, but the nitrate over the carbon, it's a nice carbon, nice eggshell quality to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
Yes.
Walter's a star man tonight.
Yeah, let me welcome Walter Umlin. Thank you for coming in, Walter. And thank
Hi,
you,
thank you.
for coming in. Peter Nevi is here, but he stepped away. So when he comes back, I'll have to introduce him. There, it's Peter.
This is kind of like, it's not exactly what he's talking about, but this is like what carbon fiber is.
Let me make you bigger. Yeah, it's kind of like.
Is that the veil, Peter?
It's not exactly like what he's talking about, but it's like silk span.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. That's like the veil. Yeah,
That's it. That's carbon veil.
That is carbon veil.
Okay.
It's like silk span. It goes on. It's very, very light. It's like a fabric.
Okay.
Peter, how in the world did you afford to roll that big? My word, man. You plan on doing some building, aren't you?
It wasn't that expensive, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, and it goes around.
I need to find out where you're buying carbon veil.
And goes around carbon compound curves a lot
Very
easier.
well.
Silk span or silk, even silk. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get it damp with you get it wet with the dope, and that stuff will just go over compound curves like nobody's business
Mm-hmm.
without having to slice it and all that.
By the way, thank you for that, Keith, because that explained a lot.
Yeah, that was really good, Keith. I
enjoyed that.
I learned a lot about planking. I never even considered planking.
Well, I know one thing, mine won't have a 1/2-inch rudder on it.
Very good.
Any of you guys know how to do strip planking?
Yeah.
That's stuff from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
That beveling or angling of the edges would work perfectly on that, because I know it's really very narrow because you're using 1/4-inch strips, but it would
strips, 3/32.
Huh?
These are 3/32 strips.
What company was it that they had? They milled it.
Berkeley.
One end of that planking was round,
Berkeley.
the other end was concave, so they fit in it. You remember
Berkeley
that?
Berkeley sold that stuff.
Berkeley.
They had it in their kits.
Hey, Tom, I have a question for you, Tom. I see those plans behind you. What are those plans? Tom Rammel.
Yeah, that's, I think that's the Telemaster wing.
Oh, my word.
It's a
That's
pattern
a
master?
8-foot wing. 8-foot
Yeah, that's the
wing.
big one.
That's a
Hey,
RC.
No, 8
Yeah,
foot's not the
RC.
big one. That's the mid-size.
Yeah,
12
that's
foot's the
true.
big one.
There's a 12-footer also.
12-footer, yeah. Yeah, we did a 12-footer and put a 1-gallon fuel tank in it. Then put a diesel motor on it to try to fly. Was trying to see how far we could fly. It was a big challenge 20 years ago or so. And we did pretty well until we got where we couldn't find a way around the municipality, and then we were sunk. We had to land it because you couldn't go anywhere without having to go through a tunnel or under a bunch of bridges or something. And anyway, the guys decided it was better just to land the thing and forget it, because it was too close to schools and all. If we lost signal, it could hit something, and they just decided to quit. But
And it must
it
have
was
been
a lot
pretty
of fun.
heavy
That's a big airplane. I'm telling you, 12 feet is a big airplane.
So Keith, what do you got there for us? You want to?
Well, this is the nose from that chiseler, and I don't know whether you can see inside there. You can see the strips.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you even do the top block in strips.
Yeah.
Cool deal.
Yeah. And
Wow.
Where do you start when you do that? Do you start at one side and work to the other, or do you start in the middle?
well, the sides are sheets,
Yeah.
so you start on top of the sheet. You just start planking until you run out of empty space on the top.
I think Phil was trying to ask, is there like a specific starting point? Like, do you start at the top center? But like you said, you start on the sides.
Well, you already got the fuselage sides.
Right.
Yeah.
They're sheet, and so you
But
just
you're going to plank the top and bottom.
and then you
Okay.
plank the top and bottom, and you start from the sheets, and then I don't know if you can see the there. The top
I see there's
strips
one in the
get
middle.
the top strips get kind of narrow when you're finishing up.
Oh,
Yeah.
you start on both sides and work to the middle. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Can you see?
Okay.
Yeah, very interesting. Keith.
Yeah, it shows now, Keith. Thank you. Very
It's a
neat.
good thing you crashed this plane because you've been teaching us a lot of stuff.
I'm learning a lot from his.
No, I'm not
mistakes.
being wise ass. Huh?
It's true. Yeah. It's good to have.
Huh?
See.
Keith, what motor did you have in that?
There's a double star 42.
Ouch.
Wow, beautiful airplane.
It was.
You've been watching Fancer.
Yeah.
I love those exit holes. That's nice.
Fancher showed up the same year at VSC with one too. Did you guys collude on that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a story on that. If you want to go, let me go through it. I had in fall of the previous year, I'd had quadruple bypass. This was 2000. Yeah, year 2000. And or 1995, I'm sorry. Anyway, I was recuperating, I wasn't working, so I started building a chiseler, and Ted and I had this agreement. We're both going to build a chiseler for VSC. And he said, okay. And he knew I'd never get it built because I never do things like I say I'm going to do. And Christmas time, I told him my chiseler was just about ready for paint. He said, what? He hadn't even hardly started on his yet.
Wow.
So he got in the big hurry and built his. His was lighter than mine, but he made a mistake when he sandwiched the ring ribs when he's shaping them, and he got too eager with the sanding block, and they were thinner airfoil than it should have been. My airplane was heavier than his, but mine flew better.
Very cool.
Very cool.
They both flew good though.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing them stand together for a picture.
I've got
I
pictures.
think there were 3 or 4 in that picture. I can't
I
remember.
have pictures of your plane, Keith. I took pictures when I saw you at VSC.
Yeah.
I can screen share those.
Anytime.
But Peter
anytime
has
you
his
see
hand
Keith.
raised, and I
Yeah.
want to know what Peter wants to know, or what he
Oh
wants.
no, I don't want to know anything. But somebody asked where I got my my carbon fiber from. It's a company called Fiberglast, GLAST.com. So that's where I got that from.
Thank you, Pete.
Just to answer the question.
Hey, Peter,
Another
have you
place- there's another
done
place.
any building lately?
No, I'm quite enamored and very into my new wife to be. So I haven't gotten into the building just quite yet.
Well, I understand.
You on the honeymoon?
Oh, not yet. It's gonna be in the spring.
Oh, okay.
Well, congratulations.
And
Yes,
Charles, I
congratulations.
did get your message. I lucked out. I was north of that hurricane, so all I got was a screen lanai that got a bunch of screen panels blown out, and that was about it.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Gary Sinclair. He asked me during the hurricane, "Have you heard from Peter?" And that's when I fired off that that phone call or text or whatever I did to see how he was doing. So
Yeah, we were panicked for a bit of time because all the forecast was saying it's going to hit Tampa, and it just started moving south and south and south. And I'm fortunate. I'm really fortunate. It didn't hit us head on, but a lot of other people down by Naples and Coral, Cape Coral, and all down there, they got devastated. And I think Peabody, what do they call it? Rich.
Yeah, Rich Peabody.
Rich Peabody. Oh, geez.
Yeah, it's Rich Peabody.
Yes, I think he got nailed pretty good.
He's on the West Coast, right?
Yes, exactly. Down south of me. His last I saw that he was posting, he's waiting for FEMA to show up.
Wow.
okay.
Can I just ask you again on that, the fiberglass?
Yeah, FIBERGLAST, fiberglass.com.
Okay.
There's another
I got it,
source.
thanks.
There's another source called Aerospace Composites. Do
Yeah.
a search. Do a search on that, and they're mostly industrial now. But the guy that started it was a big RC sailplane pilot, and so a lot of stuff he made for the modeling world, including some real neat. These are carbon, reinforced carbon spars that are 14 thousandths thick here at the center, 7 thousandths thick out here at the tips.
Oh.
And I laminate this with bolts on top and bottom, and then that becomes each my top and bottom spars.
Oh, yeah.
And it's unbreakable.
Mm-hmm.
The airplane will be destroyed, but the spars is still there.
It's going to survive, yep.
And they do this, there's 4-foot length, and they also have some 6-foot lengths doing this with.
Cool.
They don't weigh very
And
much.
you just CA that on, right?
Yeah, just CA strips of both.
What's the size on that again, Keith?
This thing is, I think, 3/8 wide, and in the center it's 14 thousandths thick, and then they taper with different laminations down to 7 thousandths thick out here at the tips.
Are those pre-made or do you cut them? Are they in a sheet?
They come this way.
They come that way.
And that's from what company is that?
Aerospace Composites. They're in the Bay Area there in California.
Aerospace Composite Products.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keith, I used some of that on my big twin.
Did you get that from Aerospace Composites? You get that from me.
I got it from Composites.
Okay, good stuff. They've got a great catalog, and they tell all the different stuff that they've got and how it's used, how it's used for. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you.
Hey, Charles, can I share a picture?
Yeah, please do. And hey, welcome, Steve. Steve Hines, welcome.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
Hey, how's it going, Peter?
Hey.
Are you gonna show a bunch of snow, Tom?
No. I've got a picture of my when I was building the Navigator. I did a bunch of planking on that one for the hull. Let's see, is that sharing or not?
Yeah, it's showing.
That's the one he built in a week.
17 days, but yeah.
Oh, it was 17. Okay.
So this is the bottom, the hull, the part that goes in the water.
Okay.
And so that whole part had to be planked, and it's concave, it's partially concave and
convex.
It was a pretty difficult planking job. I don't have, well, there was a picture of the finish planking.
Oh, wow.
That's showing up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful job.
Nice.
That flies off of snow, right?
There's
Sure good.
water, snow, yeah. Is that picture showing up?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Nice.
really nice.
That is nice.
Now, when I was a kid, I bought this kit of the Navigator, Jetco Navigator kit, and it's 52-inch wingspan. And I really liked it, but I thought it needed to be bigger. So this one is scratch built 67-inch wingspan.
Wow.
Nice.
And it's electric powered instead of IC.
Did a good job.
Well, it sure is pretty.
Very nice. Interesting.
There's the kind of the hull. And
Nice.
it has a water rudder in the back there where I've got it taped off.
Yeah.
There's a water rudder that goes down in the water for steering in the water.
Huh.
Is that special paint for the water?
That was just primer. Here's the paint. And this is Rust-Oleum, Regal Red Rust-Oleum
Okay.
paint.
Well, it looks nice.
What are you gonna silk span it or?
It's Monaco.
Okay, so the top part of the fuselage should be Monaco.
Yep.
Well, there it is.
Wow.
Have you flown it yet?
Yeah, I've got a video on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Tom space Rammel, TOM space RAMMEL.
Yeah, I watched
And
you.
it's on there.
I watched you making a rib for an airplane. I mean, a full one you can actually fly.
There's a nice shot.
Oh yeah, that's on there too. That's the Legal Eagle is the full-size airplane that I made those ribs for.
Yeah, that's a nice picture.
What did that weigh with the engine and everything?
I don't remember. I can go get it and weigh it and tell you.
What, 200 and some pounds or?
Oh, you're talking about the full-size airplane?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't know what it weighs. Just well, I had two full-size airplanes that I built, but that one was actually a third one, and it's not actually done right now.
Oh, okay.
What was the float plane you finished? You were setting it on the water.
Oh, the Sea Ray. The Sea Ray is the one of the full-size planes I built from a kit.
Was that thing was that Rotax powered?
Yes, 912 4-cylinder Rotax.
Yeah, pretty airplane.
You had a question, Peter, or are you waving
us? No. I just wanted to make a comment. Here in Florida, there's a lot of people that build home builds and a lot of experimental aircrafts. Well, unfortunately, one crashed into a house today. The two pilots on there died.
Oh boy!
And there's a whole video on YouTube of the crash site. I mean, in Florida, we've gotten used to like having small aircraft, either crash into homes or more or less, a couple of years back, they were landing on I-95 and on the Florida Turnpike.
Wow.
Well, that turned out real nice.
That's a pretty airplane, Tom.
Now,
yes, it is.
Is that hatch? Is it waterproof or?
No, it's not totally waterproof. I mean, it has like a ridge, but it can still. If it was submerged, it would let water in.
I didn't know if you hit waves and stuff, this splashing up on there would drip down into your electronics.
No, it sheds the water just from splashing, but it just isn't waterproof if you put it underwater.
Oh, okay.
It's surprised it doesn't have ailerons.
It does. Oh no,
okay.
wait, doesn't it? Maybe it doesn't. I can't remember.
Yeah, I like that rudder shape. The rudder shape is nice.
You don't put your electronics in a waterproof box?
No,
He likes swollen batteries.
I used to do, put the receiver in a balloon and stuff like that, but now I just coat the ESC in liquid tape.
When we used to do boats, we used to have a special fiberglass box with a, plexiglass cover and a little plug. And
yeah, I have some boats like that, but
okay.
I usually don't do it in the airplanes. It's just an addition. It's additional weight.
Yeah, if you made that a little smaller and put some control things in it, that'd be great to fly up here in the winter.
Gee. Something
Wow.
isn't scary.
Oh man.
Got a few planes there, buddy.
Yeah, just
I
a
think
couple.
60 at last count.
60.
60 planes at last count.
I think you are more eat up with it than I am. Wow.
Gee.
Very nice.
That is nice, but that's a lot of airplanes.
Hey, excuse me, guys. I noticed somebody was showing the victory plans.
Yeah.
Oh, that was you, John?
No, I was
I think it
asking
was
about
Keith.
it, and
Keith
Keith was
Fossil.
showing them.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say I only have one kit left.
Well, you got a kid of that, the long one or the short one?
The short one.
Oh,
Uh,
the way that came up, Walter, was that I was going through boxes trying to find something, and I found a box full of. Oh, look at
That's
that!
Tom
That is
Looper's.
pretty.
I came up with a box full of plans. Right on top was the victory, the long victory, but they didn't have the stab and elevator on it. So
Yeah, that's Tom Looper's long version.
Oh, that is a pretty plane.
Oh yeah, it was beautiful. Everything Tommy does turns out beautiful. He's a heck of an artist.
Okay.
Thank you.
I could show you CAD plans on those.
Neat.
You
Walt, how are you doing?
Are
you getting back into where you think you're going to be able to get back to it anytime?
Well, I don't know about that, but I'm doing fantastic.
Good deal.
I actually went to the cancer center today for the blood for the iron deficiency, and I'll know more about that. But I mean, other than that, we'll.
As long as you're doing better, that's the important part.
Yeah, I'm doing much better.
Good
If
deal.
you guys want to see the CAD drawings on this, I could show them to you.
I'd
If
like
you're
to
ready,
see
go
it.
ahead. Go ahead.
And Walter, you're looking good. You've lost some weight.
I am down under 400 pounds.
Thank goodness.
So
Outstanding.
I've lost 62 or 64 pounds.
Very
Wow.
good. Very good.
So-
Good deal.
Great accomplishment.
Yeah, I really
just
feel
don't
great.
understand the disease.
Your
What's
voice.
that now?
Just so it's not from the disease.
No, I do have congestive heart failure now, but I'm staying on top of things. I'm eating what I'm supposed to, not what I'm not,
I do know that.
You got
So
the picture
it's all
ready to
new to
share with
me.
us? You got
This
the
is all
picture-
new to me. Huh?
You got the picture to show us, Walter?
Yeah, I'll share the screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, John, did you fly that airplane yet?
No, I had to work Saturday, and Sunday I was all busy with some other stuff, so I didn't get the last little things done over the weekend to go fly. But I've got a set point to fly it on Wednesday.
Cool.
Which do you want to see, the long or short?
I'd like to see the long.
Okay. I'm there. Okay, share. Oh, I think that's the right one. That's the right one. That's the long version.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, when I get ready to build mine, I might either have you cut the parts for me, or at least stab an elevator.
Yeah, it plays a nice silhouette. I like the. How
Well, it
looks.
does. I like the fact where the landing gear is, makes it really easy to do good landings.
Well, I would tell you that it's a very easy plane to land because Tommy could really land it. But Keith can tell you that Tom Looper landed a stunt wagon reliably without bouncing.
Yeah.
He can land.
But you know, the way the wheels are set looks like at about
right at the leading edge.
Yeah, but the wheels from the center of gravity to where the rubber hits the road looks to be about 20 degrees or less. And that's
how much?
20 degrees or less.
Well, here's the CG here.
Right.
And a line directly to that, to down where the rubber hits the ground.
Right here?
Yeah, right there.
Okay.
What's the angle there?
At about 17.
More than 15, but it's probably less than 20. So it's a lot better than most old time ships are.
It's almost modern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was your guess again, John? See how
It's
close.
less than 20.
Less than 20. That's
I'm
a
gonna
pretty
guess
good
17.
range. You think 17?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the truth is.
As long as it's not less than 14, we're okay.
There we go. Find out in a moment.
That's not where the rubber hits the road. There we go.
How close you want me to get, John?
That's close enough.
Oh, okay. That's what
I
I
think it
thought.
should be a little bit more forward, I think.
Okay. Well, he said where it hits the road, so right here.
Yeah.
Just a tad more forward, I think.
Oh, Joe, give me a break.
No, we're not giving you no break.
That's
You
where
come in here for a little.
Yeah, right there. That's what it's going to touch.
You know the deal. You know the deal. You come in here for a little fun and fellowship. You get talked down to and made fun of. So get used to it.
And when you got that technology, I mean, you
nitpicking
can
for
be more
crying out loud.
precise. Not like we
Now
don't.
I'm sorry I asked.
Well, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Okay, so how do I actually figure out the, I mean, where's,
you go to dimension. You should be able to type in DIM.
there it is.
I got a protractor. Do you want to put it on top? That'll work.
That's going
I
backwards
can do
now.
it faster than you do. Here. Let's see, just a minute. Oh, I can't find my protractor. You're lucky.
Well, you got the distance, but we need the dimension and angles.
You have to do dimension angle.
Let's put that there. And let's put that there, right? Wait, okay, I don't know how to do that part.
Well, and you pick up your dimension, your dim command, there should be one for angular.
Right there, right here. Dimension, angle, what is this? Text angle, oblique. Let's try this one.
What CAD system are you using?
AutoCAD.
21.
Okay, that's what I was wondering, which version.
Go to that, see where it says standard at the top? And there's a pull down arrow, pull that arrow down.
Where do you see standard?
Hey,
Oh,
I just
here.
Right below.
I just put a protractor on it and it says 20
30 degrees.
says 20 degrees.
20 degrees. Okay,
Ah,
20
see?
degrees more or less.
Missed it by
Very good,
3.
John.
Oh well.
Calibrated eyeball. But yeah, that should
John.
be pretty. Pardon?
You're no fun being right all the time.
You know how many times I'm right versus how many times I'm not?
Yeah, we've had plenty of those arguments.
Whoa, what a comeback.
What's that?
I know you're feeling better now.
I used to have a
we've
boss.
had-
I used to have a boss man says I may not always be right, but I ain't never wrong.
Yeah. No, that looks pretty nice. And since you've already got all the cut files for that, except for the fuselage side, that's the only difference that I would need. I want the long version.
Well, I could sell you the kit and just cut you long fuselage sides.
Yeah, I'll have to
But then again,
talk
the
to you on
boxes,
I'll talk to you on the phone.
yeah, but then I don't have blocks for the long version. Here's the short version.
Yeah.
Oh,
Are you
geez.
seeing
That
the
is
short
short.
version?
Yeah. I've
What's
seen
that?
it. Somebody said something.
Yeah, that is short.
Yeah.
Oh God, it is. The short version. It's
That's a combat
again
plane.
with the damn. Yeah, pretty much, right? I'm gonna go trailing edge to trailing edge, right?
Yeah.
That's 7.106.
Yeah, and I think the long version is about 11 inches plus.
Yeah, when you look at the actual plane, you'll think the long version is the short version because the wing is so big it plays with your eyes. But then when you actually see the short version, you think, "Holy cat, this thing really is tiny."
Okay, so yeah, just under 11.
Yeah.
Huh?
Just under 11.
Just under 11.
What you got there,
And to
Keith?
give you a nice
Oh, is that a picture
view.
of the short version or the long version?
That's the short version.
This is the long version
That's
here.
a low one right there.
Yep.
Thank you, Keith.
Get off.
All right. Anyway, I don't want to take over the
Yeah, well, thank you, Walter.
thing, so I'm
Appreciate
going to
it.
stop sharing.
All right.
Yeah, there's the short version in that picture.
And that's the plan.
Oh, did it not switch over?
It did.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a cute little plane.
Oh, in that picture. Okay, yeah.
Not little, it's actually pretty big. But
It's got 700 square inches,
yeah.
I think.
Oh, wow. That's just a big wing.
It's a big
You know
wing.
what's even bigger than that? A plane called the Jumbo.
What?
Yeah, I think.
But the jumbo is not old time.
It's not?
No.
That's 900 and something square inches.
Yeah, but I've checked several times and trying to find if it could be possibly old time, and it's like published in 60, I don't know, late 50s.
Didn't Roy Trantham have one of those things at one time?
The jumbo? No.
Yes, sir.
He had something,
I remember it was huge.
he had a Taurus.
Taurus?
No, he had something before that.
Is that the Gigantus?
You know, I
Gigantus, that might have
started
been
doing
it.
drawings on that.
That might have been it. Gigantus. I remember he came out to the field in Huntersville with an old timer, and
It's
it
a
made
jet
Tommy's
looking
victory
thing,
look
right?
little.
Right, Phil?
The what?
It's a jet looking thing.
You know, I can't remember, Walt. I just remember it was huge. It had a huge wing.
It is a jet looking thing.
Gigantus. Oh, Gigantus is jet looking. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I had forgotten that, but you're right. And his was red.
How do you remember, Phil, how many square inches that was?
No, I have no idea. I just remember it was about as he put it on his wingtip and it was as tall as he was.
I'm my old memory is not as good as it used to be, but it's somewhere between 800 and 900 square inches comes to mind.
I was thinking it was
Which
920, but I don't know. I can't remember.
Which one, John?
The Gigantus.
I've got it it's in my book, the Tom Morris's book on all those planes.
I have it here. I'm opening it up.
Okay.
I've got the CAD work for it also. I've worked on.
And we're coming down to the end of the wire. The show's going to be ending at 9 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock now. So I want to thank everybody for coming in. You had a question or a comment, Stuart?
Well, actually, I got a question, about aluminum soldering, like pipe on mufflers. Anybody ever done it?
I've never done it, but
I think Bob Gore
Steve
has
might
done
have
that.
done it.
You have done it, Bob? No aluminum welding?
I've not soldered them, but I know you can buy the material to do it.
Are you talking about TIG or are you talking about aluminum solder?
No,
aluminum solder.
Brazing.
Oh, brazing.
Yeah, brazing. I'm not sure. You use I think it's a rod. It's basically a rod you can use. I've seen a guy do it, but I just wondered if you guys have tried it or.
Yeah, I've done it. I did a muffler.
Yeah,
Tiger.
What are you using? Just a propane torch and a rod.
Oh, you need MAP gas.
MAP, you'll get it too hot. Is the thing, unless I just found that I got like a pencil propane.
Yep.
And that'll heat up the aluminum where you can do it. You can control it better.
Okay.
And what are you showing there, Peter? What is that?
Geez, that's an old photograph I dug up. My old Forerunner at Markham Park in Florida.
Okay.
Oh, be darned! But you got the tank and the engine on the other side.
Yes, I do. Just like it showed in the plans.
All right. Well, very good. Thank you. Well, you guys, I'm going to end the live stream. We can continue on in the after party. If anybody in our audience wants to join us, you need to come into the Stunthangar forum website and then go to at the bench, and the link will be posted there.
There you go. Yeah.
That's how you get in.
That's it. Yeah.
So I want to thank everybody for coming in. And the last comment we have is by Paul Taylor. He says, like sent. Hello from Nashville again. Thank you, everybody in the chat. I was just curious where everybody's from. It's kind of neat to get activity from the chat box. So the show is about the chat box and us in here. And we will continue on, but we're just going to end the live stream. And so with that being said, good night, everybody. And we will be back Friday and hopefully have a chance to go in your shop or go flying and come back and